Hello, friends.
The Bears are who we thought they were.
The Bears. The Bears.
I am the great Cornholio.
We'll see what happens.
Playoffs?
Seton Hall. Sean McDonough, Jay Billis. Goats.
Can you play a song? Something cool. Put my mic on!
I'm calling both games.
Oh, baby!
Are you serious?
Goes down the field for Smith.
Oh, he got it!
Seattle. We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
Welcome back to the Mike's Madness YouTube channel. We are getting to the second day of round of 32 in the NCAA men's basketball tournament simulation. We had the first day of the second round yesterday. We had, I guess, what is that? 16 teams that... No, I'm sorry, 8 teams moved on to the Sweet 16 in yesterday's video, and the final 8 of this Sweet 16 will be completed in today's video. So yesterday we had Florida State, Cincinnati, LSU, and you know, some other teams as well. If you haven't checked out that video, I would highly recommend it. Go check it out. It'll be in, I'll put it in the description below, and I will also put it at the end of the video. So other than that, let's get right into it. Taking a look at the slate of games today. We've got USC and Louisville, Virginia and Maryland, Houston and Kansas, Butler and Wisconsin, Penn State and Villanova, Colorado and Dayton, Seton Hall and Michigan State, and Florida and San Diego State. So a good slate of games today. And let's get right into it, starting out with USC and Louisville. The uniforms for this game today, both teams going with the same uniforms that they did on Friday. Louisville with the home white uniforms with the red lettering and numbering, and USC going with the black uniforms with the Trojan logo on the chest and the red numbering with the gold outline. Starting lineups for this game, I'm not really sure why the USC logo came in late there, but what have you, or whatever. Again, Onyeka Okongwu, solid guy for USC, and McMahon, Johnson, Sutton, Nwora, and Enoch. Is it pronounced Enoch or Enoch? Louisville fan, help me out there. Or college basketball fan, help me out there. If you have heard that his name pronounced correctly. Because I don't know how to pronounce it. As you'll hear me say that quite often with some of these names, that I'm just not sure how to pronounce them, because there's just so many guys in college basketball that, you know, you get these difficult names to pronounce. And again, there's so many guys in college basketball that you just forget. You know, it's tough to remember. For that to be the one thing that you remember, a little tough. So pardon me if I mess up any names there. But yeah, again, 2 solid starting lineups for both these teams. And the final score of this game was 77-73. Louisville came out on top, and they will move on to the Sweet 16 next week. And they will play Cincinnati. No, they don't play Cincinnati, do they? They might. I don't know. It'll be at the end again, and I know I do that a lot, so pardon me. I apologize. But Louisville moves on to the Sweet 16, and I have a question about the Louisville logo. Why does the Louisville logo have the bird, the cardinal? Why does it have teeth? What birds have teeth? I just I've never seen. I mean, seriously, what birds have teeth? So I don't get that. I've always kind of wondered that why they put teeth on the Louisville Cardinals logo. I don't know. I don't get it. What birds have teeth? I don't get it. Maybe it's a super tough bird that actually has teeth. I don't know, but whatever. Louisville gets the 4-point victory over USC, moves on to the Sweet 16. Next game up between Maryland and Virginia. Maryland the 3 seeds, Virginia the 6 seed. Uniforms for this game: Maryland with the gold uniforms and Virginia with the navy blue uniforms. Starting lineups for this game: Maryland with Cowan, Ayala, Morsell, Scott, Smith, and Virginia with Clark, Morsell, Key, Diakite, and Huff. Notice how I know how to pronounce that one, Mamadi Diakite. That's a good one to go with. Yeah, Maryland and Virginia starting lineups right there. Final score of this game between the Terrapins and the Cavaliers, and Maryland won by a score of 68-59 as the Terrapins move on to the Sweet 16 and play Florida State. That'll come next week on Thursday or Friday. I can't quite remember, but follow me on Twitter, and I'll have that. I'll tweet that out when I figure it out. I'll put my Twitter username, tag, or whatever it's called in the description as well. So check that out. And also, I have this college basketball NCAA tournament replays of games. I've made a playlist of that. It's not ones that I've uploaded. It's just that ones I've found. And the more and more I find, the more videos I find, the more I add to it. So I'll put that in the description below as well. And I'll also put that playlist at the end for those of you that want to watch some NCAA tournament games. And for the most part, they're good because, as you might guess, people are not going to upload NCAA tournament games that weren't necessarily exciting. Like they're not going to upload a game at this time when people are really looking for a lot of sports to watch. I mean, they're not going to have a 40-point victory, a 1 over a 16 seed on there. That might be like one of the last things they put on there. So for the most part, I think there's about like 60 games on that playlist, which is more than enough. And again, the more videos and the more complete games that I find, the more I'll add to that playlist. And again, it's not a playlist of videos that I've uploaded or made myself. It's ones that are from other profiles. So, but yeah, check them out. And the great thing is there's no commercials in it because it is a replay, so there's no commercials in it, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, check that out as well. Yeah, Maryland gets the victory, moves on to the Sweet 16, again, playing Florida State next week. And man, these animations, for the love of the world, Kansas and Houston in this game, I don't get it. I check the animations, make sure they're fine, and sometimes it just doesn't work. The last couple of videos have been okay, but this one, man, we're off to a rocky start already, so bear with me if there's any more of them in there that are not cooperating. But yeah, we got Kansas and Houston here. Houston looking to knock off the Jayhawks, knock off the #1 overall seed in Kansas. Please let the animations work on this one. Okay, good. I was thinking about shutting this video off and re-recording it, but maybe I won't do that because I'm only like 8 minutes in. So I was thinking about fixing it and re-recording it, but whatever. Yeah, Kansas here uniform-wise wearing the white uniforms, and Houston wearing the reds. Oh boy! Oh my! We got 2 straight slides, 2 in a row. That the animations have worked correct. Oh wait, hold on, we're not done yet. Starting lineups. Oh my, two in a row, 2 in a row. Keep track. See how far we get. Yeah, Kansas is #1 overall team. They're obviously going to have a solid lineup, and the bench is solid as well. You have to have a solid team to be the #1 overall team in the country. But there are the starting lineups for both teams in this game. Final score in this game, and Kansas won by 7, 74-67. And for those of you keeping track, that's 3 in a row. We got 3 slides and animations that worked in a row. So we're we're doing good. I guess it's fine. Yeah, Kansas moves on to the Sweet 16, and they play. I believe they play Michigan. Yeah, I think they play Michigan in the Sweet 16. Again, that video will come next week. And as I've done with the round of 64 and the round of 32, I'm doing 2 days, which is how it normally is in the real tournament. They don't have all the first round games on one day, but the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 are like that as well, where they have 2 separate days. But since the Elite 8 is 4 games, I'm not going to do 2 separate videos for that. I'm just going to put it all in one video, but I'll have it like, this was the games in day 1, and then these were the games in day 2. That's how I'll do that for the Elite 8. I know that'll be one video. I'm not sure about the Sweet 16. I'm pretty sure that'll be one video, but that's why I'm not really sure when you'll see that video. So once I get that all figured out, I will put it out on my Twitter page. So again, go ahead, follow my Twitter in the description below for updates on when the next videos will be coming out. But yeah, Kansas gets the victory over Houston 74-67 and moves on to the Sweet 16. Next game up between Butler and Wisconsin, 2 teams here looking to move on and play Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. Wisconsin had a strong finish to the season, won a share of the regular season Big Ten title, and was the #1 seed in the Big Ten tournament, only to lose to the Minnesota Golden Gophers in the simulation. Butler as well, a team that won the Big East Conference tournament in the simulation. And now they're looking to knock off the Badgers for a Sweet 16 bid after beating Liberty on Friday, and Wisconsin beat Belmont on Friday. Uniforms for this game: Butler going with the black uniforms, and Wisconsin going with those throwback uniforms that they wore on Friday. Starting lineups for this game, and we've got the animations working well, which is nice. They're the starting lineups for both teams. I believe they're both rolling with the same lineups they did on Friday, so nothing new there. And we get into the final score of this game, and I believe this was an overtime game. Yeah, double overtime. Butler beat Wisconsin 97-96. So the Butler Bulldogs move on and play Gonzaga in the Sweet 16, and that will be a all-Bulldog matchup there between the Butler Bulldogs and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. So Butler getting the 1-point victory, and that's like when we have these close games in the simulations, and we have these like overtime games in the simulations. I think about it and I'm like, man, I really wish we could have seen this play out in the real tournament. Like again, who knows? Maybe Minnesota. I mean, I know in the simulation Minnesota went on to win. Rather, as I get my words together here, went on to win the Big Ten tournament, and had they not done that, they wouldn't have gotten in. I understand that, but just for kicks and giggles, let's say that that's how it was in real life. I mean, could you imagine seeing Minnesota and Kentucky play in that round of 32 game? And that was yesterday's video. I think it was an overtime game, and they had won it. So that was, again, it's just these games that I wish we could see in real life, but unfortunately we cannot. And I think we can all agree that it's disappointing that we don't have any sports right now. But at the same time, I think we can all also understand that there's no possible way to, there's no way that we could really do this. There's no way that we could really have any sports going on right now. Well, I mean, in spite of that, we do have horse racing still going on, which I did not figure out until today. So, for the first time ever, I was excited about horse racing. And don't get me wrong, horse racing is, the Kentucky Derby is something that I do watch, but it's not like a must-see event for me, horse racing. But today it was like, it was exciting because it was the first live sporting event that I've seen in coming up, no, a little over 2 weeks. So it's yeah, it's not going well. But getting into the next game here, oh, the animations. Oh, come on, really? All right, well, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. It's whatever. I don't care. Villanova, Penn State, two teams in the from the state of Pennsylvania. Villanova in the Philadelphia area, and Penn State in State College, Pennsylvania. I still haven't figured out if that's a rivalry. Villanova / Penn State fan, help me out on that. Or again, college basketball fan that knows that, help me out on that. And I know you might be thinking, well, you could just Google it. Well, you're right, but I don't want to. So yeah, Penn State, Villanova in the round of 32, and Penn State looking to get to the Sweet 16 for the first time in like a long time, I bet. I don't remember the last time Penn State got to the Sweet 16, so it probably has been a while. I mean, I'm guessing they've been to the Sweet 16 before. Who knows? I don't know. Penn State fan, help me out on that. Give me some history. Give me some feedback on that. Yeah, comment section down below. Uniforms for these two teams: Villanova with the white uniforms that they wore on Friday, and Penn State with the road navy blue. Well, not really navy blue, but darker blue uniforms. Starting lineups for these two teams: both teams going with the same lineups they did on Friday. Two solid lineups, and again, two solid teams, as Penn State did have a top 10 appearance this season in the top 25 poll, and Villanova as well was a team that, you know, had some top 10 appearances this season. So both teams pretty solid as we get into the final score between these two teams, and Penn State got the victory by 10 points over the Wildcats, and the Nittany Lions move on. And I believe they play LSU in the Sweet 16. So, you know, you got a 6-7 matchup in the Sweet 16, and now you'll have a 6 or 7 seed in the Elite Eight, which that you know, who knows, could lead to a Final Four appearance, which would be definitely pretty unpredictable as well. And again, I don't what's the word I'm looking for? I don't really think that many of you probably filled out a bracket for this. As I said, you could, you know, as I said, you were more than welcome to fill out a bracket when I had the field of 68 come out. But if you did, yeah, I don't believe any of you really did that, because that's not something that I feel like. That's not something I feel like a group of 7 to 15 people that watch my videos would do. So, yeah, I was gonna say, if you did happen to fill one out, then send it to me, and you know, I'll take a look at it. So yeah, Penn State moves on. Ooh, a nice rematch, as I had mentioned a couple times before, between Colorado and Dayton, a 1 versus 8 for a bid to the Sweet 16. No, actually, I think the winner of this one plays Michigan. I don't know who Kansas will play. I think Kansas will play the winner of Seton Hall, Michigan State, I believe. Which, if Michigan State wins that game, Michigan State, Kansas, that's a good matchup. Uniforms here for the two teams: Colorado wearing the black uniforms and Dayton wearing the white uniforms. Starting lineups for these two teams: both teams going with the same lineups as they did on Friday, and I believe either Trey Landers or Jalen Crutcher declared for the NBA draft. I guess it was yesterday, because, well, I'm recording this video a day early, because I'm not sure how my morning is going to go on Sunday, or this morning, I guess you could say. I wasn't sure how it would go, so I'm just recording it ahead of time. So yeah, because usually I record these in the morning and get them out by about noon, or if I record them in the early afternoon, I get them out by at least 3 o'clock. So Yeah, I just recorded this one ahead of time because I wasn't sure exactly how my morning would be. So yeah, I believe it was either Jalen Crutcher or maybe it was Chapman. I'm not sure, but somebody. I think it was Crutcher. Jalen Crutcher declared for the NBA draft. I believe. I'll go fact check that, and if I was wrong, then I guess I'll put a comment in the comment section. I'll comment to my own video. Yeah, here we go. Final score between the Buffaloes and the Flyers. And wow, the Colorado Buffaloes pull off the upset and beat the number 1 seeded Dayton Flyers. Colorado beat, I believe, yeah, Colorado beat Dayton in their first matchup of the season and beat them in the second matchup here. Colorado gets the victory, 77-72, and they move on to the Sweet 16 and play Michigan, I believe. We'll get to that at the end of the video, and we'll see who plays who, as we always do. And final game here of the day, I believe. No, this is second to last game of the day between Seton Hall and Michigan State. Seton Hall got the victory over Ball State on Friday, and playing Michigan State today, who got the victory over Princeton on Friday. Taking a look at the jerseys in this between these two teams, Seton Hall with the blue uniforms and the script word Seton Hall, and we got Michigan State with the white uniforms with state in script. As I like those uniforms for Michigan State. They're pretty good, pretty solid, a good design there. And the ones for Seton Hall, not too bad as well. Again, comment in this comment section down below what your favorite uniform of the day was. I would. Oh, that could be a thing we do. Uniform madness. Ooh, that's a good idea. I think. I don't know. Comment that below. Should I do a uniform, like college basketball uniform madness? Like I could do all kinds of ones. Like you could send in which ones you think are best, like of all time. Like it doesn't just have to be from this year. All time uniforms. Send those to me on Twitter. I'll put them in the description. I'll put my Twitter in the description below. I'll also I have an email for this Mike's Madness deal. I'll put that in the description as well in case you don't have Twitter. Yeah, send me your favorite uniform in college basketball, and maybe we'll put together a little bracket and they'll have uniform madness. That might be something we do. I don't know. I just thought of that. Yeah, tell me what you think of that as well. Take a look at the starting lineups here. Both teams going with the same lineups they did on Friday, and yeah, two solid teams. Final score in this game between the Pirates and the Spartans. And Michigan State, that is a dominant score there for the Spartans as they win 86-67 over the Pirates. And my goodness, the Spartans are not messing around at all, getting the big victory over Seton Hall 86-67, and they move on and play Kansas in the Sweet 16, which will be a great matchup. I can't wait to see who will win that one. As we get into the final game of the day, the final game of the round of 32 between the Florida Gators and the San Diego State Aztecs. Again, as I had talked about San Diego State a little bit in my previous two videos, I don't think they were one of the best teams in the field. So, as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get as far as some people may think. As we get into the uniforms, the jerseys for this game, Florida going with the black uniform. Actually, both teams here are going with the same uniforms they did on Friday. San Diego State going with those 90s Chicago Bulls style uniforms, and Florida going with the black uniforms as well. As we get to the starting lineups here, there you go. As I mentioned, Malachi Flynn, they're a good point guard there for San Diego State, and Florida, another team with some solid guys there, as Blackshear and Johnson are pretty good. Final score between the Gators and the Aztecs. And Florida comes out on top 74-67, which I believe was a score in another game. I think it was between Kansas and Houston. That was the 74-67. So I believe that was the same score. Or I believe that was the score, rather. But yeah, Florida pulls the upset victory over San Diego State. And, geez, I think we only had one 2-seed move on to the Sweet 16, and that was Florida State. Because Cincinnati beat Creighton, Florida here beat San Diego State, and LSU knocked off Duke. Yeah, only one 2-seed is moving on to the Sweet 16. I think two 3 seeds are moving on, 3 1 seeds, and I think, geez, is there only one 4 seed that's moving on? Let me think here. Because Michigan State won, Butler won over Wisconsin, Auburn. Yeah, so only one 4 seed moved on. Wow. So some upsets here. As we get into the future matchups for the Sweet 16, as we always do, we had Gonzaga win yesterday in their victory over Arizona, and they'll be playing Butler, who won today in double overtime over Wisconsin. Ooh, out of this, geez, we're gonna have an 11-10 matchup here in this one, because Minnesota knocked off Kentucky in overtime yesterday, and Florida today, just a few moments ago, knocked off San Diego State. So we'll have an 11-10 matchup in the Sweet 16 next week. And now we'll have, so, geez, we got a 7-6 matchup, an 11-10 matchup, and I believe a 5-8 matchup. So we'll have an 11 or 10 and a 6 or 7 seeded team move on to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. So we could see some pretty low seeded teams get in to the Final Four possibly. Jeez, that would be crazy. That would be very March Madness like, I guess you could say. Moving on here, yeah, we had Michigan win yesterday and Colorado winning today, and that's the 8-5 matchup I just talked about. So, Colorado knocking off Dayton, and now they'll play Michigan in the Sweet 16 next week. And here's the 6-7 matchup I was just talking about. Because yesterday we had LSU knock off Duke, and today Penn State beat Villanova. So we got Penn State and LSU, the 6th-seeded Nittany Lions taking on the 7th-seeded Tigers. A Sweet 16 matchup next week. So, I mean, geez, we got some... And Cincinnati moved on as well. They're a 10 seed. And so some... Geez. Pretty... Wow, some upsets here. I like it. It's making me feel like this is actually the real deal. And I don't like that because I'm letting a computer simulation that I myself did trick me into feeling like it's the real thing because of the upsets. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Yesterday we had Florida State beat Providence, and they're the only 2 seed to move on to the Sweet 16, and they'll be playing Maryland next week. Maryland got the victory over Virginia, and Maryland will now play an ACC team for the 2nd straight game, as they'll be playing their former ACC foe, Florida State, for a spot in the Elite 8. Here we go. Yep, we had Kansas and Michigan State win today, and now we'll see. That would be a great matchup if we could actually see those 2 teams play out in the tournament. Because, I mean, geez, to see Kansas, with all the talent they have, go up against Michigan State and Winston and Tillman and all the other talented guys that they have on our team, that would be awesome. I would love that. So Kansas and Michigan State, a matchup that I look forward to seeing the result of next week. Here we go. We had Cincinnati knock off Creighton yesterday, and Louisville today won over USC, and we'll have the third-seeded Cardinals try to keep their run going. The Birds with Teeth, the Cardinals, looking to beat the Bearcats next week, the 10th-seeded Cincinnati Bearcats. So we got a 3-10 matchup in the Sweet 16 as well, and that is in the Midwest bracket, I believe. No. This is the East bracket, I believe. Yeah. So Cincinnati, Louisville in the East bracket, I believe. So we got I think that's going to be an interesting Sweet 16 matchup. So look forward to that. I mean, I look forward to it. I hope you do as well. And okay, I guess that was it for the bracket showings, the games. As we take a look at one more time the Sweet 16 matchups, and again, I do have day 1 and day 2, like it's separated, but I don't know if I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 separate videos for each day, or if I'm just going to have one video on Friday. I know for the Elite 8, I know I'm doing one video, and that'll come out on Sunday. And I'll just have it separated back here. Here were the day 1 games, and here were the day 2 games. Right now, I'm feeling like, well, it depends on how I have it set up for how I have it set up. I feel like right now, I'm wanting to do a 2 separate videos. I'm not sure, but actually, you know what? Hey, what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see 2 separate videos, or do you want to see one video for the whole Sweet 16 on Friday? Put that in the comments down below as well. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts. Yeah, some pretty good games though. There you got, right? I mean, don't you think really, all of them look good. Cincinnati, Louisville, Minnesota, Florida, Michigan State, Kansas, Butler, Gonzaga. And then to follow that up, you got LSU. I almost said LSU. Bless you. No, LSU, Penn State, Auburn and Baylor, Colorado, Michigan, and Maryland and Florida State. That's a pretty solid slate of games, don't you think? For both days. I look forward to seeing the results of that, or seeing the results of those games. And other than that, we have reached the end of the second day of round of 32, and we have the field for the Sweet 16 set and ready to go on the Mike's Madness, March Madness simulation, tournament simulation rather. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Whatever you had done in this video, thanks for watching, listening. I appreciate it. A like would be great. And subscribe for more content down below, the little button. And if you do subscribe, I believe there is a little bell symbol that you can click, and it will give you a notification every time a new video comes out on the YouTube channel. As I will be having now, if you follow this for the next couple of years, I'll be having in the next couple of months, I will be having more videos out than I normally will, and I'll be having more videos out than I originally planned to, because I won't be back at school where I have my radio show, and it's a 3-hour show that I normally get to just about everything I want to do. And originally, this YouTube channel was just set up for the 4th hour, quote unquote, podcast, I guess you could call it, which was going to be just an hour of content that I didn't get to on the radio program. But now that I don't have the radio program, this has kind of morphed into the radio program. Yeah, so again, and also this channel was made for over the summer when I wouldn't have the radio show. So, in future years, don't be surprised if the content kind of simmers down a little bit, because that's, I'm going to go back to, once everything goes back to normal, if it ever does, I'm going to treat this like I originally planned to. So just a little something to let you guys in on there. So again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and comment as well for the 8 million things that I said to comment on in this video. And other than that, I'll be back in the next video. I don't know when, definitely sometime next week, so look out for that. And yeah, I'll be back in the next video. I'm out.